Hey man, what's up, man? Goose Sports here, man. And got a video, man. As LSU, man, LSU fell to Texas A&M today as they lost the rubber match. They lost six to four as A&M scored 4 runs in the eighth inning to take game three. As they LSU they split the doubleheader on Saturday. So this was a rubber match, and A&M came out on top, so they win the series 2 out of 3. So Patton started for Texas A&M, went 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. 2 balls and 2 walks, and then 6 strikeouts. And then Moss came in and pitched the last 3 innings for Texas A&M. Only gave up 1 hit and struck out 2 batters. So in those 3 innings. Case Nevin started for LSU. He went 3 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Then you had DJ Premu. He pitched in a third of an inning with a strikeout. Then Jaden Newt came in and pitched an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, a walk, 3 strikeouts. Then Cooper Williams came in and pitched an inning. A 1/3 of an inning. And then Chase Shores came in, pitched 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, and then struck out 2. And then Connor Ware came in, he faced 1 hit, didn't get any outs. I'm trying to say he got 1 hit and 1 run. It was earned. And then Zach Cowan came in and pitched only a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits and then 2 runs. They both were earned, and he had that big hit was the home run. The three was it the it was the 3 run. No, 3 run home run. I'll get it right in a minute. The 3 run home run in the bottom of the eighth inning by Sorrell. So let's look at the stats real quick for this game. As Jerry Jones led off, he was 0 for 4. Pearson was 0 for 3. Ethan Fry was 1 for 3. Jake Brown 0 for 1. He had Derek Curiel 1 for 4. I think Curiel needs to go back in the leadoff spot. Just seems like I don't know. But so Dickinson was 1 for 3. Braswell was 0 for 4. Hernandez was 2 for 3. He had 3 RBIs. He had a good day at the plate. Tanner Reeves was 0 for 1. Milam was 1 for 4 with an RBI. And then Stanfield was 1 for 3, and Larson was 0 for 1 for LSU. For A&M, you had Jace Lavalette was 1 for 5 with an RBI. Hensler was 2 for 3. Sorrell was 1 for 5. That one was a 3-run home run. He had 3 RBIs. Then Bear Harrison was 1 for 4. Caden Kent was 1 for 3. He also had an RBI. Shot 0 for 4. Royo 0 for 3. Cash was 2 for 3. And then they got Keel was 1 for 3. And that's it. All right, so let's look at the scoring real quick, man. As LSU, they fall, but they came out on top in the fourth inning. They scored 2 runs. As Hernandez doubled, got an RBI. Then Milam singled, got an RBI in the fourth, and it was 2-0 LSU after the top of the fourth inning. In the bottom of the fourth, A&M comes back and gets a run as Keel singled, got an RBI. Then in the fifth inning, they tied up as Kent hit a home run. They tied up in the fifth. And then in the sixth inning, LSU goes ahead as Hernandez hits a home run, a 2-run home run, and LSU leads 4-2 in the sixth. But then in the eighth inning, A&M fights. They bounce right back in the eighth inning as they score 4 runs in the eighth. As Lavalette singled, got an RBI, and then Sorrell hit a homer. That was a 3-run home run for Texas A&M. So LSU, they lose 2 out of 3, so they lose some ground in the SEC. As they're now 15-9 in the SEC. Arkansas is 17-7. They're second, and Texas is 19-5. They still lead the SEC. Does the Longhorns? So LSU is now tied with Georgia at 15-9 in the SEC, followed by Tennessee at 14-10, and Vanderbilt's 14-10, and so. But Georgia's won 6 in a row. LSU's lost 2 out of 3 this past weekend. Arkansas won 3 in a row. They swept Texas over the weekend. So LSU, they got a bounce back, man. They got a game against against Grambling on Tuesday, but there's a lot of bad weather supposed to come in. I'll be really shocked if that game is played on Tuesday. I don't think they're going to play on Tuesday because I think we got a lot of rain coming Tuesday and Wednesday, so this game probably is. I'll be shocked if it gets played. Then we got over the weekend. This next weekend coming up, they got Arkansas coming in for a 3-game set to Baton Rouge. As Arkansas just swept Texas, so this is going to be a really tough series for LSU. Arkansas is playing well right now, and so LSU is going to have to they're going to have to pitch well, hit well. And I think Sundays is a problem. We just don't have a guy that can go deep in a game on Sundays like we do on Friday and Saturday games. So with Anderson and Einstein, those guys, those two pitchers, depending upon their pitch count, though they can go 6-7 innings. Einstein maybe complete game. Both of those pitchers have pitched complete games. Einstein just did one this weekend. So then they have then the following weekend they play South Carolina. But so this first things first, they gotta come home and play Grambling on Tuesday. That's if it's played because of weather, and then they gotta play Arkansas as the Hogs coming to Baton Rouge. So Tigers fall today to the Aggies 6-4 as they lose the series 2 out of 3. As on Friday, on the 2 games on Saturday, they lost 3-1 in the first game. They won 2-1 in the second game, and then today they lost 6-4. So it is what it is, man. Going on the road is always tough. So have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Go Tigers.